James Harden has done it again. This man Houdini with his weight, like, what?
How do you do that?
The first time you could think, okay, maybe it's just a bad angle. Maybe on the Rockets, it was just a really bad camera angle. But we saw him on the Nets be sorta out of shape for half the season. And now he's fit again.
Happened so far, Sixers up 10. Harden, step back, and the foul!
So how does he do it? A fat suit? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Since the trade, James Harden has looked like, well, James Harden. It's been an up and down season. At times, Harden couldn't get by centers, and other times he was sizing up, finishing through contact. Harden for years has been on the bulkier, stockier side of things. He's listed at 220 pounds and, man, thick. We gotta walk through a path to explain all that. If y'all liking the content, feel free to subscribe since over 75% of y'all aren't. There's a few videos next week that are gonna be pretty important. But if you look at these pictures again, you'll realize that Harden is wearing the same type warm-up tight long sleeves in his quote-unquote skinny pictures. It's a matter of perspective, sort of like wearing baggy clothing versus tight-fitting clothing. We can't actually tell what Harden's weights were, but even this is still too drastic to say it's just the clothes, right? And it's still way too drastic for the camera, right? It's possible if the camera lens focal length was wider for this shot and not so much for this one, that can create discrepancies in the face, in the body. It can literally change how a person looks. The same person, same shot with just a different lens changes the entire person's appearance. This specific camera angle pre-game isn't the standard used during the game. So the camera adding a few extra pounds is definitely a possibility, but it's not the whole story. The end of the James Harden Rockets era was something. Harden said that he wanted out before the season even started, after Daryl Morey had stepped down, and he wanted to go to the Nets. And how would he get there? He partied like crazy, publicly.
James, what was the point that you were trying to get across when you went to Atlanta and Vegas when training camp was starting?
I was just training.
And came into training camp looking like this. Harden, more like Pillsbury Doughboy. And despite being out of shape, in his first game, Harden dropped 44 points and 17 assists. Didn't matter how much weight he had, he was still effective. His game has never been dependent on athleticism, but Harden was forcing his way out of the Rockets in whatever way necessary, saying the Rockets aren't good enough, hiring new agents, and of course, just gaining weight. On January 12th, 2021, Harden played his last game with the Rockets looking like this. Yeah, the fat suit. The trade happened 2 days later on January 14th, and just 2 days after that, so on January 16th, we saw this. Harden looking fit, like really fit. It looked like he had lost 30 pounds in a span of 4 days. I don't think Harden had 30 pounds of water weight, and 2 days of practice isn't gonna cut all that. I'm also thinking a lot of you play basketball, right? And if you don't wash up, y'all nasty. Kevin Durant style.
You need to start putting some wave grease in your hair, man.
Hey.
So I got you with Dr. Squatch and their hygiene products for men. The reason I even agreed to be sponsored by Dr. Squatch is that all of their products have all natural ingredients. None of that chemical stuff. That's important if you're putting that on your body and hair. They got a bunch of different scents. They sent me gold moss, birchwood breeze, and pine tar. Scents for men to make you feel confident. According to sources and other women, birchwood breeze is it. I really like the texture. Feels soft on the skin, yet still like a soft scrubber, and it feels rejuvenating. Make showers fun. Don't be Adam Morrison in the locker room. That guy drove away his teammates by not showering.
It's like, what the hell? Ew, you nasty!
And I got you. New customers can get 20% off orders of $20 or more. Use my code DSQMJ2K and click the link in the description below. In his Nets debut, Harden had a 30-point triple-double, and for the season, Harden was even in MVP talks, averaging 25 and 11, keeping the Nets winning even without KD and Kyrie. He was in shape, quick, running the offense smoothly, everything. And then this season, Harden was sidelined with a hamstring injury that we don't even know the legitimacy of. In Charles' words,
like what happens if he doesn't?
Oh, he got traded. He's healthy now. He's missed the last 3 with a hammy.
And to Harden saying that he wasn't healthy in the beginning of this season, I respond with,
Healthy James Harden. Scary hours.
oh, he's healthy, but just not in game shape. Okay, there you go, right?
It's interesting because I didn't feel like he was round. I feel like he was in good shape when we came into camp.
Alright, what's going on? Nothing this season has been consistent with Harden's health, his weight, his motivations, his play. But in his 76ers debut, Harden had 27 points, 12 assists, and was every bit the James Harden of old, even with the rule changes. Towards the end of each of his runs with the Rockets and Nets, Harden was unhappy and unmotivated. It looked like he didn't have any energy on the court, which only adds to the out of shape narrative. In fact, Harden makes it a mission to make it known that he's out of shape. On the Rockets, he purposely gained weight, became out of shape to become more of a headache for the whole Rockets front office. At the end of his Nets run, and after Harden's unhappiness with the Nets was public, Harden ramped up his late night activities. I'm not saying he doesn't go out if he doesn't want to be traded. What I'm saying is that he increased it, probably dropping any sort of diet or workout regime that he's been on, and putting some weight on. This isn't the first time I've heard of a player purposefully gaining weight to get to a specific team. Charles Barkley was pretty overweight in college, around 300 pounds. The Sixers had the 5th pick, wanted Barkley, and wanted him to be under 285 pounds. So he did. He got to 283. But before the night he was going to go to Philly, he realized that they were only going to pay him $75,000. So he decided to gain weight to not get drafted by them. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm a dumbass.
He ate like crazy, and just in one day, he went to Philly and weighed 302 pounds, 19 pounds in a day. This actually wasn't even good for his career, and he had to lose all of that weight to get into his best playing shape. I don't think Harden is doing all of that, but at 32 and coming off of a hamstring injury, any weight gain makes much more of a difference and leads to this.
No skill at all.
Harden is capable of shredding 5 pounds in terms of water weight. That is normal for players in general, especially considering that when he joins a new team, he has to practice with that team quite a bit, which usually isn't the case for a lot of veterans. But more importantly than that, Harden most likely reverses whatever messed up diet and workout schedule he's been on the weeks leading up to a trade. Harden is for weeks off the deep end before getting traded, so switching back to a healthy diet shocks his system almost like newbie gains in the gym. This leads to a dramatic change in his body, sort of like starting a new diet and immediately losing 2 or more pounds in the first week. It's common to lose weight in the beginning. Consistency is the hard part. So when you see Harden performing well on a new team, it's literally because it's new team, new Harden. That's the power of being motivated and happy. For a lot of NBA athletes, it's a mindset that leads them to greatness and better play. It can be a difference from all-star and superstar. This whole fat suit stuff is funny, but it's kind of rooted in reality. While the camera may be adding on a few extra pounds, Harden is legitimately letting himself go to make the team let him go. I'm happy that all the players involved in this trade seem to be really happy in their new situations. And so for Harden, this has been great. He seems like he's got the burst, making step backs, very energetic on the court. If he keeps playing like this, especially in the playoffs, the Sixers are scary. But that's a big what if. But what do you think? How far will the Sixers go? Check out Dr. Squatch, and don't be nasty. It supports the channel, so I appreciate it. The all-day notification shout goes to an OG, day one, She been racking up a lot of these. Maria Jo, who's upset that the Warriors blew a 21-point lead. Thanks for the all-day support. And if you're still here, you're a real one, so comment new so I know. Drop a like if you like the video, and subscribe, turn noise on if you really like the video. It really helps the channel out. It's your boy MJ. We out, and we vibing.
Okay, just hop in my spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No.